The battle for global supremacy between Donald Trump and President Xi of China is reshaping economies worldwide. As the U.S. imposes harsh tariffs on China, markets are crashing, shipping lines are delayed, and currencies are fluctuating. Is this trade war a temporary setback or the beginning of a new world order? With financial giants like BlackRock invested in the outcome, everyone is wondering, will the global economy fall apart or adapt to a new reality? Here's a breakdown of what's happening. BlackRock's role in the crisis. BlackRock is one of the biggest investment companies in the world. They manage a massive $11 trillion in assets. With this much power, how do they see the ongoing trade war between the US and China? According to one of BlackRock's European leaders, the markets are in a period of uncertainty and volatility. It's unclear what the outcome will be, and many are wondering how the tariffs, the taxes that the US has placed on China, will impact things. As markets tried to recover from recent drops, the damage is still big, especially compared to past presidents. The impact of tariffs on global trade. The US's decision to put tariffs on Chinese goods has caused big problems. These tariffs are taxes that raise the price of Chinese products. This has caused reactions around the world, and financial experts are keeping a close eye on it. China has vowed to keep fighting back against the US's tariffs. Meanwhile, President Trump has made more threats to raise the tariffs even higher. He may soon place taxes as high as 104% on Chinese products. Interestingly, the Chinese yuan, the currency used in China, has dropped to its lowest level since 2023, which makes Chinese goods cheaper and might help boost their exports. As both countries prepare for more tariffs, it's clear that this trade war will continue for a while. Will the US and China reach a deal? The US Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, appeared on TV to suggest that talks with many countries are still going on. While some thought there could be a pause in tariffs, the US trade representative downplayed these hopes. President Trump seems determined to follow through with his plan, regardless of how things go with other countries. For companies like Apple and UK stocks like Next, owned by BlackRock, the big question is how long these tariffs will last and how deeply they will impact businesses. The big problem with global supply chains. The global supply chain, the network of businesses and factories that make products around the world, is a huge problem when it comes to tariffs. For example, the Boeing 737 airplane has around 2,000 parts, and these parts come from all over the world. From Japan, Italy, Canada, and even the UK, parts are made in different countries and shipped to the US. Changing this system would take a long time and cost a lot of money. Higher tariffs on these parts would make them much more expensive. This will lead to higher prices for everything, from planes to cars to the phones in our pockets. The uncertainty in business investments. Right now, many businesses are pausing investments because they are unsure of what the future holds. Companies are not building new plants, hiring new workers, or making big moves until they know what will happen next. This is a big concern because a lack of investment can slow down economic growth. Without investment and new business projects, the economy may struggle. Trump's vision for a new global order. In 1944, after World War II, powerful countries set up a global system called the Bretton Woods system, where the US dollar was the center of global trade. However, it seems that President Trump wants to change this system. He seems to want to reduce the strength of the US dollar and create a new world order. If this happens, the old system of US-led economic power may no longer be the dominant way of doing things. Xi Jinping's determination to stand strong. President Xi Jinping of China is also strong in his resolve. He is not the same leader he was in 2018 when he made deals with President Trump. Now, Xi has more control over China's economy and is focused on making China self-sufficient in technology. He has strong support from his people, and he does not want to back down in this trade war. From Xi's perspective, fighting this war is about showing strength and not backing down, especially as his country has grown into a powerful global player. The risk of a trade war getting worse. The risk of this trade war getting out of control is real. While some people in the U.S. see this as an opportunity to fix China's unfair trade practices, the question remains, will this lead to bigger problems? If the U.S. and China continue to escalate the situation, it could lead to even more pain for both countries. As the U.S. continues to put tariffs on China's goods, it may also hurt the American economy. Prices for everyday products may rise, and jobs could be lost, especially if companies cannot afford to pay the higher costs of goods. What's at stake for U.S. workers? Many people in the U.S. are concerned about how the tariffs will affect them. People in industries that rely on imported products, like construction or retail, are already feeling the pain. For example, workers in the construction industry are seeing prices rise. Some are even working extra hours to pay for higher costs. Consumers are feeling the strain too. A woman in Virginia said that her 401k savings, the money people put aside for retirement, had lost thousands of dollars in just a few days. People are becoming more anxious about their futures, with prices rising and their savings shrinking. Elon Musk's conflict with Trump's trade advisor. A major figure in the U.S. economy, Elon Musk, has also started to criticize the Trump administration's trade policies. Musk, who is the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, disagrees with Trump's top trade advisor, Peter Navarro. Navarro recently criticized Musk for using cheap parts from other countries in his products. Musk didn't hold back, calling Navarro dumber than a sack of bricks when it comes to trade issues. This shows just how tense things are inside the White House, as even Trump's allies are starting to disagree with each other. The tariff plan and its impact on the American people. Trump's team says the tariffs are meant to reset the global economy in favor of the U.S., but many Americans are already feeling the effects. From higher prices to shrinking savings, it's becoming clear that the tariffs are causing real problems for people across the country. Some are worried that this will hurt their ability to retire or save for the future. There's also a bigger concern that if Trump's tariffs lead to a trade war that drags on too long, the consequences could be even worse. A growing divide between Trump and Congress. Even within Congress, where many lawmakers typically support the president, there is growing doubt about the impact of the tariffs. Some Republicans are questioning whether the tariffs are really the right approach. They want to know if the government has a clear plan for what will happen if these policies don't work. The uncertainty is worrying many people in Washington, and they are starting to push back against Trump's trade agenda. What happens next? As the U.S. and China continue to fight over trade, the rest of the world is watching closely. The consequences of this battle will affect more than just these two countries. Other nations may also feel the impact, as the global trade system is shaken. The question on everyone's mind is whether this trade war will lead to a better deal or whether it will spiral out of control. For now, no one knows for sure, but it's clear that this trade war is a big moment in global history that will affect everyone. Conclusion: a world in uncertainty. In the end, what's happening between President Trump and President Xi is more than just a trade dispute. It's about power, control, and the future of the global economy. Whether this will lead to a new global order or more chaos is still unclear. But as BlackRock, the U.S. government, businesses, and citizens try to figure out how to cope with the impact of these tariffs, the future of global trade hangs in the balance. Only time will tell if the world will adapt or collapse under the weight of this trade war.